Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today we are going to talk about Valorant Patch Note 3.08. So this is mainly just bug fixes, so there's no like big hero changes, but there is one pretty major bug that a lot of players have found, which I'll get to that at the end of this. So let's get on with the patch notes. Obviously, we'll just read this little introduction here. No agents were harmed in the making of patch 3.08. There was one agent who was harmed from this. Instead, you can thank your local devs for those less flashy but important changes coming to Valorant today. Report feedback, hidden account levels, and more are listed below. And a lot of bug fixes as well. So first start off with social updates. This is called the persistent report feedback. If your reports matter and we want you to know that, you will now be notified if we took action on one of your reports, whether you are offline or not. If your client is up and running, you'll receive a notification. If you're offline at the time of action, fret not. You'll receive a notification upon your return. So this is like if like somewhat like if like I'm gonna say like there's like a bug that needs to be fixed, or definitely actually one of them is someone being banned or like being punished due to what they did. So yeah, so it's just like a little like alert thing, which just I guess is pretty nice. Next up, progression updates. Level border customization. You'll be able to equip any account level border that has been unlocked. A tab has been added to player card selection. This was kind of already a thing, including the hide account level. It was kind of just already a thing, I'll be honest. But this one is actually quite interesting. It is now possible to hide your account level when in a match with others who are not your friends. That's actually pretty good. I'm probably going to do that because because I really don't like people looking at my levels. Also, I feel like levels on this game is quite irrelevant. I mean, yeah, it's a cool feature, but levels are just irrelevant, I'll be honest. But it's still a pretty nice feature. Store updates, equippable skin levels. You should be able to equip any skin level, exception variants, which will always default to the max skin level. I don't understand this change. I really don't. This is just a weird change that I don't think anyone really understands. Performance updates. Reduce instances where UI has invalidated. Basically lower the amount of times the UI needed to update itself, thus saving performance cost. Optimizing Viper's Poison Cloud and Viper's Pit by 1p of the HUD. It's just like reduce like one performance, I think. I don't know performance. Optimizing and finally optimizing weapon and ability clipping playing calculations, which actually yeah, it actually accidentally went out on patch 3.07, but it is here right now. Esports features. So this won't be on the live thing, this will be only for esports. Coaches now have the ability to swap the players with keybinds, which I think is pretty cool. Keybinds are 1 to 5 from left to right across the top of the HUD. Coaches will now see a visual pip, a small demarcated dot on the top player HUD to indicate who they are spectating. Coaches now inherit the setting to see player keybinds on the minimap, similar to observers, which is pretty nice. Now for the bug fixes. And there's a lot of them. So there's only one for agent. The valves on Viper's gloves now appear on the correct side of our hand in left-hand mode, so I guess on the right-hand side. Weapons. Weapon skins should now appear correctly in-game. You may occasionally see some funkiness with skins over the past few weeks. This was occurring rarely when playing on a slower connection due to an extending loading period. Maps. Attackers at A lobby and split could previously hear gunshots from the A ramps during the buy phase. This was unintended and is now fixed. Viper's ultimate will no longer spawn incorrectly when placing on top of the shipping crates on B side located on Icebox. I don't know if this is really going to change anything, but we'll see. General. Observers can now correctly see players outlined through barriers. Performance. Fixed hitch that could occur when barrier ore breaks, and fixed hitches for current input prompts. game system. Fix a bug where using the ping, which is the Z button, while defusing causes you to stop defusing. Yes, I'm so glad that that's been fixed. And just a little fun in business. They fixed a giant bug under your bed. So they got rid of the giant bug under your bed. So now you can sleep well. So that's all of the basically all of the patch notes for 3.08. 3.09 may be a big one. I think that might be when the act ends, if I remember correctly, and we're probably going to be getting a new agent, most likely Deadeye. That's what it looks like. Maybe Deadeye, I don't know, but we just have to wait and see. Now, for the one agent who was harmed in the making of patch 3.08, well, it was Jet. So basically, what this is says Jet Stash is currently experiencing a bug where pulling out your weapon takes a bit longer than it is supposed to. Devs are aware and are monitoring the situation. So luckily they are aware of this, which is a good thing. So this is just like a timer thing. Let me change that. There we go. So this is just a timer thing. So this is the old. So this was patch 3.07. See, it was a lot faster, and then this was a bit slower. So the 3.07 was 1.18, while the new one is it was basically, they're both still a second, but one of them is 18 milliseconds, the other one is 42 milliseconds, which is a pretty big difference. Especially when you're playing Jet and you want to quickly get your gun out. So luckily, I think they're most likely going to be fixing this. Is in other news as well, the NA LCQ is back, which will return on Wednesday, October 27th. So this is currently what the bracket looks like. So 100 Thieves are in the are basically in the semifinals. Genji and Luminosity, they are in the lower bracket round 1, while XZ is in the lower bracket round 2. FaZe, Rise, V1, and Cloud9 Blue, they have not played yet. So this is basically really what could be the time zone if you're in America. So this is actually really now going to be moved over to online now just to finish it off. So 12 p.m. Eastern time, so Pacific time would be FaZe Clan versus Rise, and 3 p.m. PT time it will be C9 versus V1, and then 6 p.m. Pacific time will be the match 4 winner and the match 5 winner. So whoever wins between these two, and whoever wins between these two, and then the next phase are obviously up here. So that's just a little like, hey, this is what's happening. So it will be back basically in 7 times, or even 6 in 6 days time, depending on when I upload this. So yeah, that's really it for me now. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Catch you guys all next time in the next one. Goodbye.